Up in Nanaimo River, there was a bear that kept splashing in the water every single day.
Carefully repeating word for word the story she heard as a child.
Doing that, and there was an eagle way up in the tree watching him.
Passing down the lessons taught by her elders. This is a Snuneymuxw First Nations story. Celestine Aleck feels it's important these words continue to be spoken and heard.
An eagle went way up in the sky, and bear was coming down, and he put his paws up. An eagle came and landed on him, and then he flew away. And as he flew away, he said, "Okay, now try," and he left his talons on the bear. So the bear went and swooped it, and that's his first catch. I think that we should share our culture because, you know, we've got to teach our younger generation, and, you know, so that they'll be able to teach their younger generation, you know, their children and so on. So see, there's Salal. Okay. There's a hunter in the woods, and he's seen a doe in the stream, and she was rinsing off a cut because it was bleeding nonstop. Yeah. And she went to one of these bushes, a Salal bush, and chewed on it until it was mulchy. And she put it on the cut, and it stopped the bleeding right away. I love that how close-knit our First Nations people are. We always help out one another, and, you know, we lift each other up.
Celestine feels that closeness is created through sharing stories. That's why she became the tour guide for Newcastle Island, the traditional territory of the Snuneymuxw First Nations.
Newcastle Island was called Saysuch, and this was used for three things. We had canoe pullers that came here to run and train. If someone passed away in our community, and that family that was in mourning had to come here and yathaith it, fix up their heart, mind, and soul, let go of their tears, and then go back home. So it's a very healing place here. And it was also used for picking traditional medicines that we had on the island here that we didn't have on the mainland. My grandfather told me that he's seen an octopus climb out of the ocean, and he said it looked like an alien. It just looked so weird. And then it climbed all the way up a tree like that, and it ate the sap, and it replenished its ink because it wasn't well. And so that's how they heal themselves as well. It's got a longer lifespan. So if it's got a long lifespan, it has healing nutrients. Like
Newcastle Island has been occupied by the Snuneymuxw First Nations since time immemorial. And soon after contact, in like the late 1840s, it was discovered that there was coal on the island, which brought an influx of coal miners. And following up after that with pulpstone mining. Later on there were fish salteries, herring salteries, which were largely operated by Japanese people living in the area, and that ended around the time that World War II started. After that, it became a popular resort destination with the building of the pavilion hall that we see here, and ships would come in with sometimes over 1,000 people.
Now, the island sees about 25,000 visitors yearly, usually in small groups though, transported to the island from Nanaimo on a 10-minute ferry ride, personal boat, or by kayak. Newcastle Island's 22-kilometer hiking trail, camping sites, and beautiful shoreline make it a popular destination for tourists. In 1960, the land became a provincial park, which remains managed by the Snuneymuxw First Nations people. Celestine provides summer tours on weekends to explore with tourists First Nations history on the island. Each walk ends at the fire pit for a traditional salmon barbecue. Visitors need to pre-register 3 days in advance for the tours through the Newcastle website.
When you're here, you don't think about your problems at home, or, you know, whatever's bothering you. As soon as you come here, you just feel so relaxed, and it's like home.
For Go on Shaw TV, I'm Rae-Anne LaPlante.